Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me again. This is your host, ID Jester. Those of you who've been on my YouTube channel for a while know that we've been running some Dungeons and Dragons games on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. On Monday night, we do 4th edition, and on Tuesday night, we do 5th edition. Both of those are in Fantasy Grounds, and this episode is actually going to be directed towards 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons in Fantasy Grounds. So, as most of you know, 5th edition was just released just over a month ago now, and so there's not a lot of information out there. And the player's handbook was finally released, and now we've got the monster manual. And just taking that information and inputting it into Fantasy Grounds is just a huge undertaking. But fortunately for me and my group, we have a very dedicated, wonderful person, William Land. A big shout out to him, and a lot of thanks to him. He's actually gone in and gotten a lot of that 5th edition Player's Handbook material and inputted it into Fantasy Grounds and actually created a module you can see right here. So with this module, we can now input characters and get information really readily inside of Fantasy Grounds. So first thing we need to do is take the module, and we're going to just copy it here. And we're going to take it and we're going to place it into our Fantasy Grounds directory. And you can see here, if you go to your documents, Fantasy Grounds, you should see a folder structure similar to this. And inside of that, you're going to find your, where are they? Modules. Couldn't think of it, couldn't see it. And inside your modules folder, we're just going to right click and we're going to paste that in there. Now, mine's already in there, but I'm going to go ahead and copy and replace it in there again. One thing of note, you can't have Fantasy Grounds open when you're adding any modules whatsoever. It won't read the new information. So make sure your Fantasy Ground is closed if you do get this information. Again, a big shout out to William for being able to do all this for us. And now let's see what all of his hard work has done. We're going to go ahead and go into Fantasy Grounds here. And we're going to load up our 5th edition Horde of the Dragon Queen adventure here that we play every Tuesday night. Hopefully you guys have been following along with that adventure and watching all the videos and watching these players progress through the story. And here we are. We're inside of Fantasy Grounds. So now what I'm going to do is just make this big so we can see what we're doing here. And a lot of this information I'm going over is just for players that are coming into our game, players that are interested in playing Fantasy Grounds and understanding exactly what you can do with Fantasy Grounds. As I mentioned, 5th edition is kind of new, so there isn't a lot of information built into the actual Fantasy Grounds program. It's just a matter of taking that information that's out there and adding it. And the way you do that is to go ahead and create these wonderful files that William has spent so many hard hours working on. And you can see if I've got our modules here. In fact, if I go into our modules folder, we had some original 5e reference files and stuff that we were doing, and then William decided to put all those into one actual handbook here. And you can see I've got it loaded here because the book is open. And if I click on our 5e handbook, you can see that we have the tables, the backgrounds, the classes, the equipment, the feats, the magic items, the NPCs, the races, the reference manual, and even the spells. Wow, I just can't believe that. Look at that. There's all the spells right there. That is just huge, 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 huge. To be able to get any of the spells and just quickly and easily drag them over and add them to your character sheet. That is just amazing. Look at that. That is a lot of work that William has done, and again, thank you so much for being able to do that for us and getting everyone able to get this information. So let's actually create a character, and I'm going to show you how quickly and easily we can do this now with all of the information that's been added. And we're going to add us a new character here. In fact, we're going to make us a human wizard, because this way we get to see a few things going on with our additions here. So first thing we're going to do is our ability scores. So we always use the 27 point buy system, so we can actually do 13, 13, 13, 13, 13, and oops, 13 up here, thank you. 13, 13, 13, 13, 13, which costs us 25 points, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 2 points for the 10 is 27. So there's our 27 point buy. So the first thing we're going to do is go into our, where are they? Races. There we are. You see all the races here in the player's handbook already created. We're going to add us a human. So if you're not sure about what the information is, all you have to do is click in this little button, and we have literally all of the information from the player's handbook included in this file. Look at that. You just scroll down, you get all the detail, the information, the age, the alignment, speed, the languages, all kinds of great things. But it's even better is, watch this. All I have to do is take human, take it, and just drag it over to our race. Bam! Look at what happened. It has changed all of our ability scores up 1, which is what humans get. So instead of having 10, 13, 13, 13, 13, 13, we have 11, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14. Plus, let's see if it's adjusted anything else. Nope. Alright, that's good. So we've got our race just that easily. We've got it modified, our ability scores just quickly and easily. Now let's do our class. Again, all the players' handbook classes are in here. We'll take our wizard. We're going to come over here to our classes, and we're going to just drag it and pop it over there. And you can see that it will choose a list from 2 skills. And we have Arcane, History, Insight, Investigation, Medicine, and Religion. So we're going to choose Investigation, and we are going to choose... We're going to choose, we're going to choose medicine. There, investigation and medicine. And I click that, and whammo bammo, if we go to our skills, you will notice that investigation and medicine now have the golden stars, which means we are proficient in those abilities. Also, when we added the wizard, you will notice that intelligence and wisdom also have the golden stars, which means we are proficient in intelligence and wisdom, and the computer now realizes that. It knows what that means, and it's now added the wizard abilities, proficiencies to our abilities. Not only that, if we go into Abilities tab, you will notice we have all of the functions for our wizard class. Arcane Recovery, we can click on that, and we can see all of the information about that ability. Spellcasting, same thing, and of course, spell book. It also lists our proficiencies. Daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaff, light crossbows. Look at that. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing how easy this is going to be. Alright, so we've got our class in there. We've got our race in there. Last thing we need to do is go into our background, and we're going to add our background. So, this is a slightly different, or slightly more work to do, but it's not that hard. What we're going to do is we're going to add in the sage here. If we click on sage, see all the information. We're basically going to get Arcana and History as a skill proficiency. So we're just going to come over here to Arcana and History. So that's why I didn't choose those 2 before, because I knew I was going to choose the sage background. Languages, 2 of our choice. We get equipment, which we can add in here in just a little bit. And it also gives us background feature researcher. So let's go back into our notes tab here. And you can see all the information about that. What I really love is Sage personality traits. So what I can do is click on this, and it's going to bring up our nice, cool, right out of the player's handbook, personality traits that we can actually click on and roll the dice. So we can come up with a 3. The dice has already been programmed in there, and I can say, alright, I'm used to helping those out, and all I have to do is take that and drag that over to personality traits. And of course I could do that for the ideas. Roll the die, 2. Alright, sure. Bonds, we can do the same thing. This time I'm not going to roll, I'm just going to choose one, which of course you can do. Rolling is optional. And of course our flaws here, let's just choose number 6 there. So quickly and easily we can take that information, get all of our background added into our character sheet. So we got our class, we got our race, we got our background. Now all we need to do is get our equipment and our spells, which is a monumental task without this information. Just to add in a spell, you would have to go into actions. You would have to go in and add it manually, add in a power. You have to add all the da da da. It's just crazy. Watch how easy this is. So let's go back to our wizard here. Alright, what we want to do is go into our classes, wizards, and we're going to see how many spells we get here. So here is our wizard chart here. So we're going first level, we get 3 cantrips and 2 first level spells. Excellent. 3 cantrips, 2 level first level spells. We'll click on our spells. We're going to go to wizard and look at that. Amazing enough, they're actually just based on level. So we get 3 cantrips. We're going to quickly and easily go into our actions tab here. And we're going to say, you know what? Let's add some poison spray. Boom! Oh my god, look at that. The spell is done just by taking it and dragging it over there. So I can roll the attack just by... Oh, it's actually a save that they need to make. That's right, they need to make a save, depending on who I've got targeted. Assuming they miss their save, we can go ahead and just roll the damage. Bam! And of course, this damage one is if we cast it at a higher level, so that's already inputted into the actual spell. And of course, now that I'm not editing anymore, I can just click on this, and we can find out all the information about the spell, just as we were looking at our player's handbook right in front of us. 1 action, 10 feet. Verbal and somatic, instantaneous, and all the information about the spell. Excellent. So that's 1 cantrip. Blade Ward, I think, was a really good one. We're going to add that. And something to help our allies if we can. What's True Strike do? You gain advantage on your first attack roll against the target, provided the spell hasn't ended. Oh, okay. Interesting. Let's cast light. Everybody needs a little light. So there's our cantrips. Now we can add our first level spells. We are going to choose Mage Armor, and we're actually going to choose Magic Missile. Now, if we go back to our actual information on wizards here, we will notice that it gives us a certain amount of spells. We know where is that. Sure, it's in here somewhere. Let's see if it's in here. Sure, it probably is. Alright, spell casting. There we go. So at first level, you know 3 cantrips of your choice. You earn additional cantrips as you level up. Alright, at first level, you have a spellbook containing 6 first level spells of your choice. So what we'd want to probably end up doing here is just taking, oh, that's what I was double checking. Is taking 6 of our first level wizard spells, so that way we would have them all ready to go. We'll take sleep, we'll take thunder, we'll take a thunder wave action here. So we got Mage Armor, Magic Missile, Sleep, Thunder Wave. Let's take Find Familiar so we can get us a Familiar and Exiguous Retreat. So there they are, all of our first level spells just quickly and easily added into the game for the character. We can actually have a new player join the game and literally have them a character in like maybe 10 to 15 minutes, now that William has done an awesome job of adding all of these spells and abilities and everything else. In fact, if we go back into our classes, and go back into Wizard here, so we're following along here. We get a quarterstaff or dagger. So all we have to do is come back to our equipment here, and we go to weapons, and we go to quarterstaff, and we just drag that into abilities here. Nope, I'm sorry, inventory. That's the one I want. Quarterstaff, add that into equipment. Now watch what happens. Even though we've added it to equipment, we go back into actions. If we scroll up to the top, you will notice that we automatically adds a quarterstaff to our weapons. It already has the dice, it already has the damage already programmed in, ready to go. So we get a quarterstaff. We also get a component pouch or our arcane focus. So of course we would just go over to our adventure gear and find our components pouch and add that into our inventory. Components pouch, thank you. Boom. And a Scholar's Pack or an Explorer's Pack. We don't actually have this information into the system yet. And of course we get a spell book. Spell book. Is that an actual? Yes, it is. Alright, so we would just take that. Bam. And then of course we have lots of other abilities and features about your spell book. You could look up all that information. Copying spells, arcane recoveries. If you wanted to find out about that information, the different schools of traditions, just about anything else that you wanted. We have a first level character ready to go. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Inventory's done. Armor, notice he's not having any armor. We got our proficiency, we got our speed, we got our armor class. We have our bonuses, proficiencies there. We have our maximum hit points, hit dies. And we have our skills already calculated for us. We have all of our features of our character class. We have our inventory. Of course, if we wanted to add anything, the DM says, just add a few items in there, robes, and maybe some rope, shovel, whatever. Boom, 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 drag it over, you're ready to go. Notes. Of course, here's all the notes about our character, and of course, here are all of our actions that we will be using, casting our spells, be able to do damage. Here's our weapons. All we have to do is grab us a portrait from one of the 250 portrait tokens that our wonderful DM has, and of course he would do that for you. Let's just find us a nice human wizard here and see what we have. Do 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 do. Lots of interesting choices. My gosh. Let's see here. Oh, I don't know. What do we have? Ooh, there's Dark Mage. Here's a mage with the staff. That one looks like a good one. Boom, we're ready to go. All we have to do is then choose a portrait. There's our portrait. Boom, we're ready to go. Character is done. All we have to do is, of course, name it. I don't know. Can't ever think of a name under pressure like this. Barlin. There we go. Barlin. Cool. We're ready to go. Now, so you might be saying to yourself, oh, okay, that's great. You made a first level character. Well, what do you do if you want your character to level up? Well, glad you asked, because really it's about this easy. All I have to do is go back into my classes. I take my wizard and I drag my wizard over here again, and look at, oh my gosh, we've added a new class and level to our character. Right there we are. Of course, we can roll the hit points with the hit dice already based in there. Boom, add 3 hit points. So we're up to 14 total there. And it adds in Arcane Tradition. So Arcane Tradition was added to our character because when you reach second level, you choose an Arcane Tradition, shaping your practice of magic through one of 8 schools, Arboration, yada 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 yada, and you follow the directions. Okay, so we're basically going to be choosing our Arcane Tradition. Shaping your magic through one of 8 schools. Alright, so there we go. So just automatically added our wizard Arcane Tradition to the actual character class. So if we choose, let's say, School of Arboration, this is what we would get at various levels. At second level, you begin the... Alright, so let's drag this over. Let's say School of Arboration. Now let's try that. And bam. So School of Arboration has been added, which gives us School of Arboration has been added. Alright, let's just see if we can see what's going on here. As a DM, I don't make up very many characters all the time, but so there we go. Alright, so that's good. Arcane Ward, starting a singing magic around you for protect. You cast an Arboration spell at first level or higher. You can simultaneously use a strand of your spell's magic to create a magical ward on yourself that lasts until you finish the long rest. The ward has hit points equal to twice. That would be TWICE, your wizard level, plus your intelligence modifier. Whenever you take damage, the ward takes the damage instead, yada yada yada, etc, etc, etc. So you can see just leveling up, and if we wanted to add another level to our wizard, we could just go back in and, oh, that's the spells. Gotta go back into my inventory here. Classes and wizard, and bam, 3rd level. If I had another, maybe I added a level of cleric, I could just, boop, add that over there that way. It's just an amazing piece of information that William has created by just taking that information and adding it to the actual game. So once again, a big shout out to William Land, one of my current 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons players on Tuesday nights. Be sure to stop in and watch them as they progress through the Horde of the Dragon Queen and see how well they can do. And this is just a kind of a introductory video for those that are joining our group and trying to get characters created within Fantasy Grounds for 5th edition. And I figured I'd post it for everyone out there that could see exactly what we're doing over here on our game channel. So thank you so much to William for all the effort and time you spent on this. Great job, looks wonderful, works great, very big help. Can't wait to see what he does with the monsters once we can get him that information. So thanks so much everyone for watching, and we will see you guys on Tuesday night when our brave adventurers take on the Horde of the Dragon Queen. Thanks so much for watching.